When you think of bucket list travel destinations, where does your mind wander to? Because if it's taking you outside of Canada, you are missing out on some hidden gems right here at home. This morning, we are taking you on a tour of bucket list travel experiences our country has to offer. Travel journalist Loren Christie is joining with ones he's checked off, as well as the list of things that you still want to do.
Correct.
Good morning. I love this. We're going on a trip. Okay, the first one appeals to the pilot and me. I have to say that you channeled your inner male person for a unique sightseeing tour. What was this one?
So this is out on Vancouver Island in Campbell River, and it, on the face of it, is you help deliver the mail. But the thing is, you help deliver the mail in a vintage seaplane. In my case, it was a 1953 de Havilland, and you're going. It was amazing. You go through the Discovery Islands, and you dip down around Desolation Sound, through the coastal inlets, and literally you go down, you deliver the mail to the little tiny villages. One was like population 6. You have tea with the postmistress in one case. You see Canada's only floating post office, and it's so stunning. And the seaplanes are such a part of the culture of the West Coast. It just, to me, screamed uniquely Canadian.
And these planes can get you in and out of a small little area. They're like workhorses, aren't they? And the sound of it, so good.
Amazing.
Okay, next on your bucket list destination was Writing on Stone Provincial Park. You visited this, what, 8 years ago?
Yeah, it was about 8 years ago, and it was actually one of my first Indigenous tourism experiences, and it was so impactful because you get there, and it is a sacred place for the local Blackfoot and other Indigenous tribes in southern Alberta. And what it is along the walls of this canyon, amidst the hoodoos and everything, but along the walls you see petroglyphs, which are rock carvings, and pictographs, which are rock paintings. And these were depictions of life over hundreds of years for the locals. And just to have the guide take you there to this very sacred place for them and explain how important it was so otherworldly feeling and just so impactful. And I have to admit, I had never heard about the impact of residential schools and the devastating impact on the culture. And that was the first time I had heard about it.
And that was what, only 8 years ago? Think about that for a moment.
It stayed with me. It was wonderful.
Okay, next you're going to take us to a fjord in Quebec.
Yeah, you know, you think about fjords, people talk about going to Iceland, they talk about New Zealand, Norway. Well, here in Canada, we have fjords, you know, Gros Morne people know about, but this one in particular, Saguenay, I think is a little less known. It's 235 kilometers long. It's these incredible steep walls, beautiful scenery, but what's really cool about it in my mind is along the sides of this fjord are these quaint, charming Quebecois villages. So you can drive it, you can bike it, visit all these, and then to boot, at the very mouth of the inlet, it meets the St. Lawrence. And it's probably, in my opinion, the best whale watching in Canada.
Really?
I've done it a couple of times. It is absolutely stunning. And I used to be a whale watching tour guide on the East Coast, and this is better.
Can we also appreciate the fact that you said to boot?
Did I say to boot?
Yeah, thank you. That was a throwback.
Showing my age.
No, I love that expression. I just haven't heard it in a while. Okay, so that's stuff that you've done.
Yes.
But you obviously have a list of what you want to do. So this is your bucket list. The first one involves dinosaur tracks.
Yes, so Tumbler Ridge. And I had not heard about this until 2 months ago. Someone told me about this. It's a former mining town, almost abandoned, population 2,400 in northeastern BC. And basically it is one of Canada's 5 geoparks. So you can go out and walk amidst the alpine meadows, the glaciers, the canyons. They have a waterfall there that is higher than Niagara Falls, but the dinosaurs are the big attraction. So there's tons of fossils out there, and there's actually a place where you can walk and see the tracks. It's the longest contiguous dinosaur tracks fossilized that you can see almost in the world. It's really cool.
Okay, so that's on the list. That's on the list.
Yeah.
Okay, ocean floor dining. Is it what it sounds like?
It is. So let's go to the other coast. So everybody knows that the Bay of Fundy has like the highest tides in the world. But in the Bay of Fundy, there's the highest of the highest. And one of these is here at Burnt Coat Head Park. It's a bit of a tongue twister. It's on the Knoll Shore in Nova Scotia. And what they do is you can actually pay. It's a bit of a luxury experience. It's $1,600 per couple. But you go, they only do it 8 times per season because they have to do it when the tide is low. And so you go and you have amazing local food, local drink, and you're actually dining on the ocean floor. It looks stunning, and I definitely want to try that this summer.
And look at what you're eating. Look at what you're eating. It's like
all locals, Avondale Sky wine from the local area. Everything is, and they still have spaces left for this year. But
they do?
Yeah, they do. They're about 80% full.
Wow. Okay. You're going to take us to Gander. But it's what you're going to be doing in Gander that's on the bucket list.
Correct. And I think many Canadians have probably seen Come From Away. I have, but I have not seen it in Gander. And what is so amazing about this opportunity is that it's showing in Gander for the summer from about July 7th to September 3rd. And if you haven't seen Come From Away, first of all, it's amazing. It's a Canadian must.
We can't say that enough. It is so good.
But when I was in London, England a few years ago at a tourism event, we brought 2 of the Ganderites who the play was based on, Bonnie from the SPCA and Brian Mosier, if you're watching, hello, Brian, who was the reporter, to London with us, and they are so warm and so lovely and so pleased with how their town was portrayed. So I can only imagine what it was like. Seeing it with two of them was amazing. Seeing it with the entire town in Gander honestly would be mind-blowing. I would definitely, if there's tickets that you can get, go. If you can't make it there, it is showing in Victoria this May as well, but try and go in Gander.
Oh, that would be so awesome.
Yeah.
Always good to have you in.
Thank you.
To boot.
To boot.
I'm going to use that in a sentence today.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.